Hey, this is Jay with eXp Realty, and we always get asked a lot of questions about real estate, and we're always happy to help. That's why we're making this video. In fact, this video is one question that we wish we would get more often, and we kind of hope buyers should ask these types of questions. But today's question is basically rent versus buy. Is it worth it to buy a house? So with current interest rates under 4% and the local rental market is pretty tight and competitive, so right now, the buying a house is about 35% cheaper than renting it. So with that being said, it still pays to look at the advantages and disadvantages of both. When you rent, you get a place to live, but you never own it. And right now, it currently costs much less to own versus rent. And then, especially when you're comparing it to like the same size home in the same neighborhood with all the similar features, I mean, you could be saving maybe $100, $200 a month paying your mortgage and paying your house off versus paying rent into somebody else's pocket. Another difference is that renting is usually short-term and owning is usually long-term. So if you're only planning on living at a place for about a year, it's probably better off that you rent, unless you want to go the route of becoming a landlord and then renting out your house after you move on. And buying may not be for everyone, but if you plan on living in a place for 3 years or more, then it would probably be worth looking into, especially if you have money for a down payment. You can really turn your house into a great financial advantage for you down the road. There are a few other thoughts to factor in when you make your final decision, and one of those is pets. So if you have a pet or you plan on owning a pet, sometimes rentals can be a bit of a problem with that because they're becoming more and more restrictive on which breeds they allow and which breeds they don't allow. So if you've got a large dog or a quote aggressive breed, then you can probably count on not being able to rent in a large portion of houses that the local property management community runs. Also, if you like to garden and you create a garden in the backyard, that could be violating a lease, and then the owner could then be able to take some or all of your deposit, even though you think it's a good thing that you're adding value to the house. If it violates the lease, then that's a potential drawback as well. And of course, any improvements or updates that you make to the house would be to the advantage of the owner, and they would basically be able to reap all the benefits of your hard work and effort. So I hope that answers the question of rent versus buy and helps you start making some of those decisions. And if you like this video, please forward and share it with your friends, especially if they're thinking about buying a house in the next year or so. And remember, if you want to learn how to pay your house off in 10 to 12 years and save or eliminate over $100,000 in mortgage payments, please give me a call. We can help you do that. Thanks. Talk to you soon.